Hi, hello there. My name is Eunice Njeri. This is Hustle's ZETU. We are in that month again of the year where everybody globally is looking for a chance to get into America. The visa application or the green card application process is ongoing, and many of us are hoping that we would be able to get that chance of a lifetime to get into America. Are you looking for a green card? What are you hoping to achieve once you get to America? Do you have an American dream? I am delighted and greatly honored to be talking to a man of God, a reverend who got a green card and went into America, and we want to learn his story on the process of getting a green card, what happens once you get a green card, and life in America. I will allow him the honor to introduce himself to you, our dear viewers. Karibu sana, and let us know more about you by introducing yourself to us.
Yes, thank you so much. I greet you all, and I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to talk to you. My name's Reverend Dr. Joseph Karanja. I was born in this town, in this place of Nakuru, some years just during the time of emergency. And my parents were separated from each other because of emergency and whatever, and they were taken to their homeland, and all this happened, and I was in town in Nakuru with my brothers, and we stayed around, my elder brothers than me, and others went to different families who were involved with our family. So life was not easy in the town. It was difficult in those years, and the Lord was with us, but my parents were not Christians. And definitely I was not a Christian by then. So what happened, I joined some children who are going to Catholic Church, which is now the Holy Rosary bookshop, which was there, and they were preaching and teaching in Latin. So I used to join them very early in the morning and walk with them because my heart was to get somewhere where I could get support, because I was feeling bad and I was lonely, and my mother was not with me, and I was very young. So because of this, I joined them, and we were going to church with them very early in the morning, Catholic Church, and I was baptized there early in 1963. By then I was in primary school in DB Bondeni, and later on, after reaching Standard 4, I was taken to DB Baharini, which was an intermediate by then, and then after that, I joined Menengai High School, and that was my life. And then after Menengai High School, I got a job. Those years, we were not many. Jobs were many, and once you pass your educational, by then we did what we call the Cambridge School Certificate. And it was easy to get a job. People were just being called and they got jobs. So I became a teacher. And being a teacher, I taught in high school for a period of 5 years, and then I was doing some accountancy with Rift Valley Commercial College, that is bookkeeping and all this. And after qualifying, I was employed by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. And I worked with them for quite a time, because I worked for more than 10 years. And later on, I went to look for other businesses, and I did some farming a little, and then I started working with the companies of security. And then that means I became a watchman. When life goes down, you have to do something. You don't have to die. You have to take another route, because you have still got a life. You must not die there, because the life has come down. So immediately I got another job. I became a watchman here in town. You got to swallow your pride, and then you start afresh again.
And
that's what I did.
Get to the bottom, and
and you start again. And you believe in yourself and believe in your God, and that is the most important. Don't care about what people will say, because what matters is you and your life.
It is true. And you have bills to pay, maybe children, for somebody with children, you know?
It's so difficult. If you give up because you have failed, you are going to suffer, and you may not end up very well. So I had to fight again. Nobody liked me, because they were asking so many questions. But anyway, I managed. I went to the lowest job, a watchman, and I did it. After a few months, 3, 4, 5, I became the operational manager of the company I was working for.
Wow,
and I became a big man. I got some going throughout the country for the company, and then I got another one and I went to another job and then opened my own company. I
Beautiful.
did very well.
Progress already.
Progress was coming.
Yes, yes.
I had my wife, Mary, and then we had our 4 children, and we were so happy, and they were in school. So the life continued. And after that, things were not very difficult. After being a watchman, I was then taken as a human resources manager and security manager with Walmart supermarkets in Kenya, and also their branches in Eldoret and Kitale, and others were in Nairobi. So, and I started churches there. I started worshiping every morning, telling them to believe in God.
Amen.
And so it started, which they do even today.
Wow, beautiful.
So the life was easy that way. And during the time, when I was working with the Walmart, that's when the voice of God told me, why don't you apply for the green card? And that is the time I went to apply for the green card. I had not told anybody. I just got somewhere through a friend in the computer. We applied for it, and I waited for it. That was around the year 2007, around there. And I forgot about it because it was not a big deal to me. I did it because I had a voice. And so after doing it, I waited. Then after about a year, that's when I received some a big envelope from the state of Kentucky.
Yes.
And when I opened it, first I didn't know who could send me such a thing from US. I didn't have this.
Who even knows you?
Who even knows me, and I've written
US.
my name very well and my address. So I opened it just outside the Nakuru post office.
Beautiful.
And when I opened it, I saw you have won the green card. Fill these forms, send them back.
How was that moment like for you?
Oh my God, I was almost fainting. I just stood. The post office box were just behind the main post office. And then I started smiling to myself. I started saying, God, you know me. I am going to America. I'm not losing this chance. I will go because one thing, I could not educate my children to a certain level. I couldn't take them to universities. And I said, this is the opportunity. Even if I can be comfortable here, my children needs education. I must go for my family.
Beautiful.
So I started working on it. I filled the forms. I informed my family and my wife and my children, not the others. And then after filling the forms and whatever, I sent them back to Kentucky as the instruction. And there was one point here you had to note. In those forms, there was one clause which said that you must not be a beggar when you go to America. You must not go and ask for alms. You must go and work for yourself so that you earn anything you are going to earn.
And I think the misconception that we have is that once you get into green card, into America, life is very smooth. It is not.
It is not.
It
is
not.
difficult, my friend. My friend, you got to make a decision because life there is not easy. As I'm coming to it, life was so difficult because you are told that you cannot ask a government for alms, you cannot ask for help, you cannot do those things. And I was wondering, you are not going with what you have. You are going, they said that you can go with only 2 baggages, 2 boxes, each one 50 kilos. That is all you had to carry. Everybody had to carry 50-50. That is 100 kilos.
Your luggage now.
That is your luggage.
Clothing.
Nothing. Anything else you have, you must surrender or sell it. And I didn't have much, but I had my plot somewhere, just one. I wanted to sell it and people refused to buy it. I don't know why. And then I left everything and the other things, the house equipment, furnitures, whatever, I donated to the people who are, when I was going, I donated to people who are from the clashes and I gave them out because I couldn't sell them. Now, after sending those forms to America, I waited for another year without hearing anything. And then one day in March
of the following year,
2009.
It took that long. That back then.
You send back the form and then you wait again for the next thing. They wrote me a letter. And the letter which came, it told me the day to go to see the doctor, their doctor. They had their doctor in Nairobi, Westland, and another doctor in Mombasa. So you had to choose which one to go. They don't trust, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to use that word, but they have their own doctors.
It is good, it is good, it is good.
They have their own doctor. So don't think that you can go to any doctor. They will instruct you where to go because they want somebody whom they know and they trust.
Yeah, true.
America is a difficult country. It's a country which is very strict with the regulation and the laws, and they have to do the right thing. That is what they do.
Exactly.
And it is very important also because it helps a lot to make you understand where you are going.
Wow.
So immediately I went to Westland with my family, and I was given about 15 to 20 days to go to the embassy with the record, but I was not going with the health record myself. The doctor had to send it directly to the embassy. Whatever they found in our bodies, they had to give it there. So when I went to the embassy, there was a condition of paying the visa for yourself. And because I was the person who owned the visa, I didn't care about my families because I knew they were under my umbrella. So when I went there, when I paid the visa for myself, because it was not difficult, there were no questions because you have got a green card and you have got a letter.
Yeah.
So immediately I was given, and they told me you can pay these $650, which was about 65,000, I remember by that time. And then after paying, they told me even your wife and children will have to pay the same amount. I was perplexed. I was confused. I did not expect that. And it was a lot of money. You can do that calculation.
Yeah. And especially if you had not been stable enough financially.
I was not stable enough because then the money I was earning, it was enough just for the family, if you know the kind of work I was doing. It was not enough. But one thing, I was a man of faith. Everybody in this Nakuru, they know me, and other places, they know me. I just live by faith. I trusted God. If you gave me that, I'll be able to get the money to go, because you can sell even a small animal in the wilderness and give me the money.
Yeah, true.
So it happened. So I told them I can't go without my family. And they told me you can go alone, and then there is a lot of opportunity, and you have got proper papers. You'll be able to get money to bring your family one by one. And then I told them, no, I'm not going. I will go with my family one time. So they found my faith was very high, and I refused to go. And they told me, they gave me a certain card, and they told me you'll be coming through the gate. Nobody will stop you. Whatever money you get, you bring. So I deposited my passports with them, and I went. And they trusted me. After that card, after some time, I had done a lot of work in the kingdom of God. I had traveled a lot in East Africa, preaching the gospel, and also within Kenya. I had small churches, good friends. I was in full gospel churches of Kenya. I had friends and other places. So what happened? The people started sending money to my phone.
Wow.
And I started receiving money. Whenever I received something,
That's
going to
how God
500, 1,000, I rushed to Nairobi, I paid, and within a month, I was able to cover that budget.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow.
Through faith. And then after covering, there was another problem waiting. Anyway, they called me when I was in Namatatu going to Nairobi. That's when they called me. The embassy called me and told me my passports were ready with the visa, so I can go and collect them.
Okay.
So after collecting them, they gave me a period of 6 months. To be able to get ready to go to America.
Yes.
So they gave me a visa of 6 months. To get ready because of the faith. They told me we got to give you enough time because we have seen your faith. So after getting that, now the problem was to get money. And when we checked on that money, I needed about $4,000 to go with my family. And it was one way. And the other thing, I didn't have any particular place where I could get this money. Not even in the bank. Let me tell you, I did something which you do by faith. You know what I did? I believed in God so much. And my employer, they were in the Bankless Bank here, one of the banks here. And when they were there, and I was at least in a good office, I was the human resource, I decided to apply for a loan from the bank. And I didn't have the account there, mind you.
Interesting.
I didn't have the account, but my boss
by faith.
By faith. I applied. And they gave me money. My boss signed. When they came, they told me, you don't have account, what will you do? I told them, I don't have account, yes, but I have come to apply. Where do you work? Here and there. How are you? There. I explained everything. And they told me, it is so difficult to give you. But next day, somebody came in my office and told me, fill these forms. So I filled them. And then when they went, these people gave me money to cover quite a budget. And then after being given that I was able to cover the surrounding. And then I left the same money in the account, because now I had an account for them to be deducting their repayment back. So I left it there. At least almost half the money, I left it in the account, and I told them the agreement to be deducting what I'm supposed to pay every month.
Yeah,
and
true.
I was able to do other things. So, my brothers and sisters,
Faith,
life
faith.
is difficult, but you got to walk by faith,
It is
because
so
God
true.
says the just will live by
faith. Very true.
So that is what I did, and I was walking blindly, trusting in God. And then after that, I had to look for this fare to go, the ticket. And I didn't know where to get it. But I believed now I've got everything, God will do something for me.
At least you had come so far, you know, from applying the visas. Now you only needed air tickets.
The air ticket, nothing else. So I told God, I was almost in prayer every time, asking God. We used to go to the cave. There is a cave here in Nakuru where people go to pray in Menengai Kreta.
Ah, okay.
So we used to pray every time, asking God, please do something about this. But within a short time, I had done something good to somebody some years back. And a mother and a father who wanted to go to see their children in US. I had helped them to get the papers, fill the paper for them, get the passport, and then help them in the embassy. They got the visas and they went. And they asked me what I needed that they could give me. I told them I don't need anything. I've done it in good faith and forget about it.
Yeah.
They stayed there for 2 years. And then they came back. Then, during their second going, that's when my green card came out.
Okay.
And then they were back here. That was a period of about now 4 or 5 years after that. And when I didn't have anybody, because somebody very close to the family refused to give me the address of the person which was needed there to accommodate. So I could do nothing. Then I remembered that family. I remembered those parents. And I went and explained myself and I told them I win the green card, but I don't have anybody to host me. And I don't have anybody to host me. That's when they decided, they gave me the address, everything, and they told me there is no problem, our son will do that. And after that, after a week, they asked me, have you got your ticket? I told them I don't have, but I'm trusting God.
Yeah, true.
So they talked to their son again, and he called me after another week, and he told me, do you have the passport and visas ready? Can you give your numbers and everything? I did that. I didn't know what he was going to do. But in fact, he sent us tickets. Everything was paid.
Wow.
And he
From
told-
America
From
now.
America. I don't know even
Faith.
him. I had not even seen him.
Yeah.
I knew the parents here, but I didn't know them. And they told me, you will stay with us and we shall do everything for you. When you come here, you will work, you will refund the money. But now, you can't.
Just get to America
Just
first.
get to America.
Yes.
We shall be there waiting for you.
Beautiful story, yeah.
So that is what happened. So when now I was very confident and the Lord, and mind you, those people who do Harambe here for going for tickets and whatever, I believe most of them, if they are not well up, they are very much discouraged. And I know there are so many people who have won green card, but they never got the money to be able to go
To
there.
get to America.
Yeah, the visa failed, the visa expired before they got the ticket. I'm sorry for them because it happened.
It does
I tried
happen.
to call some family members and friends. You know what they gave me? They gave me something, even, in fact, they gave me about 40,000. And you can wonder what you can do with
That is
40,000.
40,000.
And I had used some money to get to that hotel to call them. And that is the time I said, God, I'll never trust anybody. I will always trust
Trust
you.
in God.
Yeah.
And you know, it's amazing, your story, because this is a story of faith, you know.
Yeah.
And without that faith, you cannot even please God.
You
So I think your faith pleased him and he had to maneuver and make ways for you.
Yeah, that's right. You are very right. That's what he did.
He had to
because
maneuver and just make ways for you to
even
get
my
to
family,
America.
my wife and the children, they could not believe what I was saying. But once we were in the plane, they believed it because they
They
were
actually
there.
now, so
Yeah,
this is
and
faith in
even today,
action.
my wife asked me, where did you get the money? I have never explained. And the bank, I continued. When I went to America,
Continued paying your loan?
I continued to believe in God. And it was very surprising to reach, to land in New York and to see the world down through the plane when you are up there and you see how the world, it was a good sight. It was something, an experience.
It was a new beginning.
A new beginning. And in fact, the same word you are using, God told me I'll give you, is a new beginning for you.
Wow, beautiful.
Because you have been trusted.
Wow.
And the other thing is, we didn't have anything. We didn't have money. In my pocket, I had only $40.
Now you're in New York with $40.
$40. That
and you're
was
the head
money.
of the family.
And I'm the head of the family. And we had, each one had a baggage of about 100 kilos, 50-50, nothing else. We carried our best clothes, nothing else. That was our best. And then now you are going to start a new life in a new country. You don't have anything. You are going to depend on somebody to feed you.
I can imagine.
And to help you. That's how the green card works. You don't expect the government to accommodate you or give you the direct citizenship. No, you will have to go start zero.
From scratch?
Yeah, from scratch.
Wow, wow.
So, and you are told not to beg anything, not to ask anything for the government to help you.
You can't even be found in the streets?
No, you have to go in a house and you stay there. Because that is what they want. They want to see your integrity and what you're going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
That was very important. So when we got there...
Now you're in New York. Now umefika uko New York. Now the process of now looking for work and getting to your own place.
Yes, that was the thing now. And we were accommodated or hosted in Pennsylvania. And when we went to their house, they were a very good family. People I adore even today. Wow. People I love. Wow. It was a young family. And my family now, we were 6 plus them, a big family. My children took over the chores in the house, washing, cleaning, helping them because they were working. Yeah, my wife was always in the kitchen, helping everywhere. And we were closer because they had come from Nakuru. I knew the father. And we were very happy, and they were very cordial and friendly, and they were good. They did not want me even to spend a cent, even after getting a job. They helped us to get the driving licenses. They trained us for driving my children, my wife. You got to learn. They got, the host will teach you or will help you with the driving. Once you are ready, you book again to go for the test. And then when you do the test, when you pass, that's when you get your license. So they helped us in all this and looking for jobs. And first, when you reach there, the green card takes about 7 days for the person who have won it. That is because I was the head.
The key person.
The key person.
Yeah.
So it took about 7 days. They sent me. Before that 7 days, not looking for job, not looking for nothing, because you don't have now the real green card.
Okay.
You got to wait for that. Now you had to stay in the house, and they take you around and whatever, but you can't look for a job because you don't have an ID. And
I think I love what you're saying, because I believe America being the superpower it is, you can imagine a period of 7 days, you already have something.
You have it.
They already know that you've come.
Yes.
You're living in somebody else's home, and so you need that facilitation for you to go and look out for work.
That is the point, my sister.
Wow.
America is very particular about human life, and they care a lot. They will do anything to make sure you are comfortable.
Wow. No.
They will do it.
We see that. We see that in the news.
And they do that. And now, when you reach there are so many donors. The moment these Americans are told that you are there, you have just come, they start donating to you, coming to see you, coming talking to you, bringing clothes. What do you need? What do you do?
Nice.
They bring even food in that house to help cater for the family. They are so kind. America are the best in giving. You will never miss anything. They are the best.
Beautiful.
It's the best place you can go. The moment you are in, you'll be very comfortable. People are loving, understanding, and especially they give everything they can to help you. So this is what happened. After 7 days, I got my green card, and then my family got, within a month, they got their cards too. And now we could start looking for jobs, and the family was driving us around. We had so many cooperative people, people who are loving Kenyan community around,
Yeah.
and they came to help us. And within a short time, we were able to get jobs. Within 3 months, I got a job with my wife. They don't care about the degrees you have here. They don't care about your education. Once you get in there, you will have to start from the bottom.
Yeah.
You have to work with your hands.
Your hands.
You got to do. And usually most jobs are in the hotel fields, that is tourism company, hotels and whatever,
Yeah.
and also health field.
Okay.
You see, and you got to be ready. Those jobs are very good for women because they are used to those jobs here.
Yeah.
They don't have problem. But with women, it is very difficult. But you have to adjust.
You have to
You
know,
have to
know
adjust.
that you
So
have
we
to make
started.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some jobs, and my wife and myself, we got in one
Company.
in one company. I became a cleaner. I was cleaning toilets.
So from a
bathrooms.
HR manager
From HR
in Kenya to
down
cleaning.
there to the ground.
But you had to do it.
Yeah, because I had to do it, because I got to get out of that family and have my family independent.
Oh my
And
goodness.
my wife was taken, in the same company, my wife was taking care of the people, of the elders during the day, taking care of them that way. In the same building. She was seeing now, she was crying every time because she knew who I was in Kenya. And now I'm sweeping the toilet, the
She
bathroom,
couldn't imagine.
and she couldn't believe. She was always crying.
Oh yeah.
And those people could tell you are not doing it well, you're not doing it. Now you understand. These things are there. So you
America
must
is
be
not
ready for
easy,
them.
but you must be ready.
Yeah, you
to
must be
start.
ready for them. And my daughters went to the daycare. They were employed in daycare by the same company to take care of their children, my two daughters. So, and somebody came. Another miracle happened once we got the jobs. Somebody came and gave me a car.
Aha, nice.
Just freely. He came and told me, this car is yours, you can use. I was given a car.
Wow.
Now we could wake up very early in the morning,
And drive your entire family
drive
to
my
work.
entire to the places of their work,
And then get to your
go
place of work.
And then we got together. We used that car for some time, for several months, and then after working, we were able to buy our cars.
Wow.
And then from there, now I said, I'm not going to stay in this job. I have to do something because I can't go on cleaning forever. So immediately, the church which we went to, where our hosts were hosting us, I was made an elder within some time, within 3 months or so.
Okay.
And then because they knew I was, they were told I was a pastor here. And within another 3 months, I told them, no, I don't want to be an elder here. I'm going to start a ministry because the Lord had spoken to me.
Wow.
I'm going to start my ministry.
Yes.
So immediately they prayed for me, and I was sent out. I was told, whom am I? I started with my wife and my children, and we started a ministry in Allentown City. And we rented a house there, a hall. And from there, I started preaching to my children, my wife, and then going to Kenyan community where they had a party or something and tell them, this is where we are, pray for 5 minutes, tell them where I am. They used to come one by one, and then the church was established. And immediately, during the same time, I went back to school.
So, tell us about, so you established your ministry?
Yeah, I started my ministry, and because I wanted a clear ministry, clean one. So I got a lawyer. I was given a lawyer by a friend, told me.
Yeah.
And when I went to the lawyer, they registered the ministry for me with the government, and it was gazetted and everything. And that is the Rehoboth Harvest Ministry.
Wow.
So I was given, and I'm the owner of that ministry. In America, they say the president and the director or the founder of the ministry. So I started it, and it started working, and that's after some years, they were able to give me authority to raise funds. We call it 501c3. And now it's a clean ministry, which of course I was given a lot of exemption from tax and whatever, how it is done there. So I started working, and immediately my daughter was to go to college. They wanted to go to college. They applied for a college there. That was at 2010. I have started a church. Now my daughter, I was taking her to go and do an interview so that she can join a college. That was the McCann School of Business and Technology. So when we went with her, the dean there told me, why don't you try the same test in the computer and see what you can do? So I did it, and I was preparing to go to school, but that was not my time. So I did it because they told me, and my daughter did it. She passed, and when I did it, I also passed.
Interesting.
They told me, now can you join the college? I told them it's okay. It's all right. I'll study. Okay. So I went direct to school. I started doing my MA there, and my daughter went for surgical, whatever, and we started school together. We were in one class together with my daughter. And
America can really humble someone.
Somewhere, yeah, you got to swallow your pride because you want to have.
Really humble you.
Because in this country, nothing else you can do. So we were able to study together, and then she moved to another course, and I did it for 2 years.
Yes.
I qualified. I got my graduation. Then I went back for MLT, that is Medical Lab Technologies. I got it again. Then from there, I joined Arizona University, that is Arizona University of Phoenix, and then I got my Bachelor of Science in Human Services. Then I joined another one, and by then I had started doing my doctorate in divinity with the University of Heart University in Connecticut. And I started doing it, and then I continued doing it privately, and also attending some classes sometimes. And I continued doing that. And after some time, I finished my doctorate in 2019. And my ministry is growing. And we had managed, after 8 months in the hosted family, we managed to get a house for ourselves. We rented a house. We didn't go to the apartment. And we rented the house. We stayed in that house for 3 years. And we agreed with my wife that we got to buy our own home. And we bought our own home in another city, and where I could bring up my family. And
now you're settled in America.
Yeah, now I was settled in America. And after 5 years being in America, we applied for our full citizenship. And we were able to be given, all of us, we were given full citizenship. My family now, they are working in different states. My daughter is married in Georgia. They have a home in Georgia.
Okay.
And my son, my youngest son, is a Navy officer.
Beautiful.
And my other one have finished his graduation in IT. And my other daughter is a nurse in a big hospital in Abington. And my sons-in-law, one of them is a doctor from Meru. He's in charge of, he's a specialist of kidneys. And my other one is a senior nurse in another big hospital. And I'm happy. And my wife is back to school again because she was in school, and she continues. And she's going, that's why I didn't have to come with her, because, and that is how life is. Life is not easy in America.
Actually, I wanted to get into that now. What would you advise a Kenyan right now, if you look at that camera, on what to expect in America, how to go about it, and even the place of faith through your own journey? You can look at the camera and maybe just tell somebody what to expect and the challenges of getting to America.
Yeah, when you get to America, you get in a very challenging nation, a very powerful nation, but they want you to start on your own. You got to make sure you are sure of yourself. And don't count your education which you have from here, because you will have to go through some tests and you will have to start afresh. And for you to survive, there is nothing for free in America. You have to work for everything.
Every dollar is earned.
Every dollar counts in America. You have to pay your bill. You have to live well. You have to eat. You have to have food, and you can't have usually food which you used to eat in Kenya. There are fast foods there. Before you know the corners where to get the Kenya unga and whatever, you will have to go through a lot of problem. And then you must be able to take the job which is there.
Which is available.
Available.
And you see, we've learned from you, from a HR manager in a big company, to starting as of a cleaner. Wow.
You see? So you must be ready to start from the bottom, and then from there, you will have good people who will advise you well. But there are also people who cannot advise you well, even from your own country. They will lead you astray. Because there are people who went there, and some of them spoiled their lives by drinking, by taking drugs, by whatever. We have our people from our community who have gone in that line, and we have others who are very successful. What it is important is you focus what you want to be. But in America, there is a lot of luxury, a lot of everything. Nothing you can miss in America except life. But what I mean by life, going to heaven. And I'm telling you today, it is so difficult to go to America and it's very easy to go to heaven. So you must understand this. The moment you get in that country is a land of opportunity, but you must start from where you can get the first dollar. When you do that, then you rise straight away, because the government of America will support you. So long as you are doing a good thing, nobody will take your salary, everybody will pay you. You are paid after every 2 weeks, you are paid hourly. So the more you work, the more you get.
The more you work, the more you get.
The more you get.
Wow.
And if you become lazy, it will be very easy for you to sleep on the streets, and you will be homeless. If you mess up your life, you will be homeless. You can't, because you spoil your credit, you cannot be able to get into an apartment. They don't trust you because you don't pay your debts. You will not be getting anybody to help you in America, because I can't keep you in my house if you are not working.
It is true.
Nobody will take
or
care
if
of
you have your record is a bit
your
messed
record
up.
is bad,
Exactly.
you will end up in the street, and most of them end up drug addicts and whatever, and some of them even don't come back to Kenya because they don't know what to tell their families.
And even the shame, you know,
And
you
the
left,
shame.
people fundraised for you,
Yeah.
then you've gone and messed up your
You
life.
go and mess up your life. So I advise whoever is coming to America, be focused. Know what you are coming to do. Education is good. Everything is open. When you are a citizen or being a permanent resident, that is green card, everything is open for you. When you have a green card, it's the only thing you can't do. You cannot vote.
Or you cannot
That is
vote.
on.
That's
But
not-
any other benefits of an American, you have them.
Of a full American
Everything,
citizen.
full American. The moment you have the permanent residence, that is the green card. But after being a citizen, you are allowed now to vote. Now you can vote. Now the life is easy, the life is good, but also the life is very difficult for the youth, because the moment they get exposed to America, the life is an experience which they never knew about it.
And you see, most of them maybe even go with the mentality of like, what we see on TV, the America we see on TV is what maybe a youth actually carries in their mind, and that is how they actually expect to live in America, only for them to get a shock.
A shock. In America, you go to work.
You've got to work.
Don't try any
You've
other
got to
thing.
work.
In America, your record is there. Don't try to mess up with the government, but do your work, and the government will readily support you, and they care very much about the human beings, and they care for their citizens.
Wow.
And for those people who come without papers, they go through a lot of problems, because you may be invited, they work underground. And unless sometimes some of them marry, some of them get married, and they get papers from the citizens. But usually life is very difficult for the people without papers.
Without the papers.
Yeah, without the papers in America, you are
It's
underground, you can't drive, you can't do jobs openly, you can't be employed openly.
You can't even,
because you don't have anything.
But you can't even associate with other people openly.
Yeah, sometimes you go underground. It's not a good life. But anyway, fight your way to come to America. It's a land of opportunity. Come and do your things, and let the government support you and help you, and you'll be happy in America. In America is the best country you can go in the world, and except other few things political, I don't want to discuss those, because they are everywhere in the world. But America is the best country, the land of opportunity.
Wow.
So long as you are focused. But if you mess your life, that is you, not anybody.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
you
every
very
time I
much.
come to Kenya, I'm very happy, because I come home also, and my family is happy.
Wow.
But there, you have to work hours and hours. Some of us have got 3 jobs, 2 jobs, and all this. But we try to make money, and they like us because we Kenyans, we work very hard. We work very hard.
Wow.
So
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reverend. So we have learned something, that America is a land of opportunities, but you have got to be diligent and also be very focused on what it is that you hope to achieve in America. I am wishing you the very best in your hustle to get to America, and when you actually get to America, please do all the best to be able to achieve your goals and take care of the people that need you to take care of them. So that was it for today. We needed to understand opportunities and the story of one great man of God who is winning big in America. So that is it for today. Please win that green card, win in the marketplace, and let your light shine in the marketplace. Bye-bye.